Who's winning in this real estate market? Stay tuned.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us. We are the Hatch Homes Group and it is our Monday housing market update. So today we want to talk about who is thriving in this market right now. Some people are and some people are not. So let's kind of break down why and who would be thriving and not.
Right. So in every market, it's good for some and bad for others. But the buyers right now who are making the leap, despite having the interest rates, are winning because just imagine going up against the competition as interest rates hit that sweet spot around 5.5. Buyers that are using low down payment or something like an FHA loan are also winning right now. And that's typically harder to get those accepted once it gets more competitive.
The buyers that would thrive with the low down payment are ones that could afford the payment, even with
Yeah,
the low down. So it's a
certainly.
specific buyer still.
Right now we're seeing the signs of the fall market where buyers are currently getting substantial closing cost credits and sellers are really motivated at this time of the year. So making it a really good time for buyers.
We looked at our escrows right now, which is just pending transactions that are going to close soon. And we currently have a little over $80,000 in seller concessions going towards closing costs or buying their rate down and a new roof.
Yeah, which is amazing. And I know that if you guys have been following us, we talk about this all the time about how we do enter a sweet spot for buyers in this fall market. And that right there is a sign right there that we are entering that market. So if you're a buyer, like this is don't hesitate. Okay, so for sellers who are thriving in this market, I will say that if you're a seller and you're willing to bring your property up to buyers' expectations, then you will win because you'll still sell for a really good price. We talked about this on the last video of like, even though your house is probably double the monthly payment for a buyer, prices have not like decreased substantially, right? You're still getting a really good price for your home, even though buyers are paying a lot more. So you're still really winning in this market. And homes are still selling pretty fast, especially if you're willing to bring your property to where buyers' expectations are. So if you have good marketing, if you have done that little punch list of things we've talked about to get your home ready for the market, you're really still winning. Like we're still selling houses pretty quickly right now. Another candidate for if you are a seller that would thrive in this market is most likely you've owned your home for at least 4 to 5 years at minimum. That means that you kind of bought before the market really kind of had double digits year over year appreciation. So you should have some good equity to pull from.
So there's both buyers and sellers that can win in this market, but there's going to be some people who aren't winning so much. So who's kind of struggling or losing in this one?
So the buyers who are not winning and who will not thrive are the ones who will not live in the home for more than 2 years and that are not able to have that much equity in the home when they do plan to sell.
Yeah, and you not only do you not have the equity, but right now a lot of buyers are buying down their interest rates, and that won't make any sense if you're not going to live there for, I mean, really more than 3, 4 years. Your lender can talk you through that, but if 2 years, that's just a waste of money. So
Cool.
Right. And then another buyer who wouldn't thrive is people who are not very liquid right now. And so, kind of what I mean by that is if you're holding off on getting in and you're not necessarily that liquid, well, once interest rates do go back down, you're going to have a very hard time competing against it to get into a home because you're not going to be able to do some of the things that it takes, which is a little bit more liquid funds to get in there.
So what sellers are not thriving right now?
Sellers who bought in the peak of 2021 and 2022 are going to have a hard time thriving right now because they went in big to get there, and so they're going to struggle to sell for a profit.
Yeah, for sure. And we've seen those situations a lot where a house comes on the market where the sellers had just bought it not that long ago, and they went like 200,000 over list price in a crazy competitive multiple offer situation, which we all know were happening, and we all saw it back then where people were like being almost just insane. They went way too over, got way too caught up. And unfortunately, that's going to take some time to build that equity when you went so high in a multiple offer situation. And then if you go to sell it and you waived your inspection, well, there you go. All those repairs are on you now. So that might be a seller where you might want to hold it, see if you can hold it, see if you can rent it out for a little bit. That's probably going to be your best option unless you have put a bunch into the property and really improved it, like a flip, you know. So where do you fit in? We, obviously have our finger on the pulse of the market. We're really watching who's thriving right now and who's just not a good time. So we'd love to talk to you about that. Reach out, like and subscribe, and see you next week.